Hello world, I'm Citizen, and this is Bible Time Capsule, where we read the Bible from front to back on video. We're in Exodus chapter 38. This is August 7th, 2013's reading. Let's begin then. Chapter 38, Exodus. The Altar of Holocausts. The Altar of Holocausts was made of acacia wood on a square, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. Its height was 3 cubits. At the 4 corner horns were made that sprang directly from the altar. The whole was plated with bronze. All the utensils of the altar, the pots, the shovels, basins, forks, and fire pans were likewise made of bronze. A grating of bronze network was made from the altar and placed round it on the ground, half as high as the altar itself. 4 rings were cast for the 4 corners of the bronze grating as holders for the poles, which were made of acacia wood and plated with bronze. The poles were put through the rings on the sides of the altar for carrying it. The altar was made in the form of a hollow box. The bronze laver, with its bronze base, was made from the mirrors of the women who served at the entrance of the meeting tent. Next section, the court. The court was made as follows. On the south side of the court there were hangings woven of fine linen twine, 100 cubits long, with 20 columns and 20 pedestals of bronze, the hooks and the bands of the columns being silver. On the north side there were similar hangings, 100 cubits long, with 20 columns and 20 pedestals of bronze, the hooks and bands of the column being of silver. On the west side there were hangings 50 cubits long and 10 columns and 10 pedestals, the hooks and bands of the columns being silver. On the east side of the court was 50 cubits long. Toward one side there were hangings to the extent of 15 cubits, with 3 columns and 3 pedestals toward the other side. Beyond the entrance of the court there were likewise hangings to the extent of 15 cubits, with 3 columns and 3 pedestals. The hangings on all sides of the court were woven of fine linen twine. The pedestals of columns were of bronze, while the hooks and the bands of columns were of silver. The capitals were silver plated, and all of the columns of the court were banded with silver. At the entrance of the court was variegated curtain, woven of violet, purple, and scarlet yarn and of fine linen twine, 20 cubits long and 5 cubits wide, in keeping with the hangings of the court. There were 4 columns and 4 pedestals of bronze for it, while their hooks were of silver. All the tent pegs for the dwelling and for the court around it were bronze. Next section. Amount of metal used. The following is an account of the various amounts used on the dwelling. The dwelling of the testimony, drawn up at the command of Moses by the Levites under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron, the priest. However, it was Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, who made all that the Lord commanded Moses. And he was assisted by Aholiab, son of Achisamach, of the tribe of Dan, who was an engraver, an embroiderer, and a weaver of variegated cloth of violet, purple, and scarlet yarn of fine linen twine. All the gold used in the entire construction of the sanctuary, having previously been given as an offering, amounted to 29 talents and 730 shekels, according to the standard of sanctuary shekel. The amount of the silver received from the community was 100 talents and 1,775 shekels, according to the standard of sanctuary shekel. 1 beka apiece, that is, a half shekel apiece, according to the standard sanctuary shekel, was received from every man of 20 years or more who entered the registered group. The number of these was 603,550 men. 100 talents of silver were used for casting the petals of the sanctuary and the pedestals of the veil, 1 talent for each pedestal, or 100 talents for the 100 pedestals. The remaining 1,775 shekels were used for making the hooks on the columns, for plating the capitals, and for banding them with silver. The bronze given as an offering amounted to 70 talents and 2,400 shekels. With this were made the pedestals at the entrance of the meeting tent, the bronze altar with its bronze gratings, and all the appurtenances of the altar, the pedestals around the court, the pedestals at the entrance of the court, and all the tent pegs for the dwelling and for the court around it. That's the end of chapter 38 of Exodus. I am Citizen. Be kind to one another and love each other. Peace. I'm out.